Hello, and welcome to my How to PUBG guide series. My name's Cognificent, and today I'm going to be showing you how to play PUBG. But before we can get into the nitty gritty, I want to slow down and give you a strong foundation to set yourself up to be the best PUBG player that you can possibly be. So today we're going to be talking about a pretty underrated topic, which I think is mindset. And also in this video, I'm going to be covering what makes a good PUBG player and how you can also improve your game to be the best PUBG player that you can possibly be. Alright, so before we jump into it, I'm going to ask you to hit that subscribe button. Also, hit the notification bell to get the latest and greatest videos. And let's jump right into this video. So before we get into the 3 points I mentioned earlier, let's ask, what is PUBG? PUBG is a 100-person battle royale game where you have to stay inside this thing called a circle and kill everyone who crosses your path on your road to getting that chicken dinner. Outside the circle too long, you die. Overloot the guy you just killed, you die. So basically, you start with nothing and eventually get something. Now, whether that's a pistol or M4 will be entirely up to the PUBG gods, just the way that it is. The game is extremely spontaneous, meaning anything can happen in a blink of an eye, so you have to stay frosty. PUBG is extremely strategic and is 100% about positioning and having patience. Whether you like it or not, the best PUBG players know how to wait, hide, camp for extended periods of time. You might be asking, why though? I just want to get a bunch of kills and get chicken dinners like Shroud does. Well, I hate to burst your bubble, but that's not going to be realistic. At least at first it's not. So let's get into what makes a good PUBG player. PUBG ranks you on your ability to do two things: win games and kill people. These win rating and your kill rating. They take these two ratings and combine them to give you an overall rating and rank you among the millions of players who play this game. First one's pretty easy to understand. Win a game of PUBG or place in the top 10 and your rating goes up. Kill rating, a bunch of people and your rating goes up. The best way to play PUBG is to survive as long as you possibly can. Now that definitely does not mean it's the most fun way to play, but if you want to reach the top 1% of your native server, then this is what you're going to want to do: survive and kill people that only you have to kill. Great PUBG players have balanced offensive and defensive playstyles, meaning when you have to kill someone in a firefight, offensively you can do it. Playing defensively means forcing your engaged enemy to make the first move. Example, you're sitting in a house waiting for circle to move and an enemy is outside trying to take over the building that you're in. You have the patience to sit there and wait for them to make the first move before you make an unnecessary aggressive move. So now that you understand what makes a great PUBG player, what is the mindset of a great PUBG player? I want you to keep in mind these three concepts: attitude, emotions, and awareness. With competent skill, your attitude determines how far you will go in the game. If you believe you are going to die, then you are going to die. If you believe that you can pull off that chicken dinner, then by all means, goddammit, you are going to get that chicken dinner. So staying emotionally neutral gives you the best possible chance to succeed. Why? Because you are detached from the circumstances. And that means is that you aren't going to be too negative or positive at any moment in the game. Being too negative can cause you to make poor choices because you don't have guns, for example, and you're thinking, I can't hit anyone with no scope, blah, blah, blah. And then, oh shit, there's a guy. I don't know if I dead. Same with being too positive. Being overconfident is just as bad because you can take difficult shots that aren't necessary, or it gets you into fights that you didn't need to get into. And it's just because you're on a PUBG high. Best thing I can tell you is just to be humble. Trust me, PUBG will humble the hell out of you very quickly if you have a big ego. There will always be someone that can outshoot you, and there will always be someone who outpositions you. Learning from your mistakes is the quickest way to be a better PUBG player. Now lastly, I want to get into awareness, which basically is how aware are you of your surroundings. One of the things I pride myself on is my ability to hear footsteps and understand where people might be at any given time. As an example, remembering things like, where did the plane drop? How many people dropped in my area? And is this area I'm traveling to going to be too hot? All things you need to be aware of and understand if you want to have the best chance of getting that chicken dinner. So now that you understand what makes a good PUBG player and the mindset of a good player, you might be asking, how can I improve? There are so many aspects of the game that you can improve on. One of the most important things is improving on your shooting. And being able to use any gun in the game gives you an extreme advantage. If you want to become a deadly solo player, I suggest you get good with every gun, from a pistol to a sniper. Get outside your comfort zone and drop guns you feel confident with. Yes, you may lose a few more games, but if your goal is to improve, then you must understand that you must be willing to make more mistakes and learn from them, not just write them off or think that you're too good for whatever the hell just happened to you. Try playing other first-person shooters like CSGO or Call of Duty. I personally think I increased my ability to snipe tenfold in PUBG by playing Call of Duty World War II and learning how to quickscope. After improving your shooting, try and be mindful of what point in the game you keep dying at. Are you consistently making it to the top 10? Do you notice you die a lot when there are only 20 to 30 people alive? Understanding your strengths and weaknesses in the early, mid, and late game will help you play to your strengths to make it to the final stages of the game and ultimately get that chicken dinner. So what did you learn? In this video, you learned what makes a good PUBG player, which is dependent on his or her ability to win games and get to the top 10 and kill enemies. You learned the mindset of a great player, which is dependent on their attitude, emotions, and awareness. Now, having a great attitude, being emotionally neutral, and having great situational awareness are all key aspects of great PUBG players. And lastly, you learned some tips on how to improve your shooting and how to understand yourself better as a PUBG player. In my next few videos, I'm going to be showing you how to make it through the early, mid, and late game stages of the game, and lastly breaking down intense PUBG situations which can help better your chances of coming out on top or at least making it out alive. Thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this how-to PUBG guide. Be sure to subscribe to get the latest and greatest videos right when they come out. And be sure to leave a comment below and tell me what is your best tip or trick for improving any part of your PUBG game. Again, my name's Kongnificent, and I will see you all next time.